Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Unpacking Podcast. I am once again your host, Jean Faymas, and we're wrapping up the end of the year, boys, and we're wrapping up the pod with a few more guests on this season of the podcast. We're joined by, today on the pod, a good friend of mine, Anna Shine. She's been working in the industry and streaming for the last few years and not shy about being a fan of some good friendly competition, as she has carved out a corner for herself on the internet for fighting games and anime joyers alike. With her sharp tongue and even sharper reflexes, you wouldn't suspect her to also venture into the world of ASMR. But you can also drift off to this talented tiger, because after she beats your ass in the dojo, she beats your ASMR to sleep. I think this joke worked better in my head. She's a tough-toned, trash-talking tomboy. It is Shimada Tiger! Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in.
Good morning, everyone. Tora tora.
Tora tora.
Tora tora.
Welcome into the podcast today, Shamada. I hope doing wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to stop by after you were not just fighting in fighting games, but fighting for your life against the cats. Do you want to bring up to speed why we're a little late today?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me on today.
It's a pleasure.
It's honestly a huge honor. Ever since I saw that you started doing this, I was like, damn, I hope that one day she'll ask me to join one of these.
It was not even a question. You were always going to be here. You're always going to be here to unpack everything. So welcome in. Tell us about the cats. I need to know.
Yeah. So, as you guys may know, if you guys know me, I'm an avid bike rider. So, like, stationary bike. I don't ride the bike in Southern California because that's a death wish.
I did not realize we were so joined here with the mind powers. I am also spin bike enthusiast.
I heard KK said that you also like the stationary bike a lot.
Bro, put on like some episodes of anime. I'm just like going for miles.
I watched the entirety of Haikyuu on the bike. It was the greatest thing ever.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I rode on the bike for usually like 90 minutes, and I thought that I had enough time to like squeeze in just to ride before I started today. Ride, shower, get ready, and then start. I get back up, and then what do I see but the two fucking troublemakers, Kreets and Finn. One is KK's cat, one is my cat, just fucking duking it out with a gigantic floof of white hair flying over my head.
Comedic, like, tumble, like...
Literally, like, you could see it, like, in a old cartoon, like, Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah,
like,
it's goddamn Tasmanian tiger, just like...
And I was like, because KK's not here right now. And I'm like, how fucking long have they been duking it out Tekken 7 style just in the middle of the living room? So I take Finn and I say, like, you stay here for now. And I put him in KK's room. And I take Kreet and I put her in my room. And then I look down at the clock and I'm like, it is already like 3 minutes to, and I'm 3 minutes past Jet's asking me to get ready.
And then it's all good. That's just like life's life, man. As well as like troublesome pets. They work on their own time, their own schedule. So
it is very
you
true.
Did what
they
needed to be
do
done.
not. The cat is not concerned with the schedule of the streamer.
The cat does not concern itself with the streamer's need to commit to an 8-hour,
clocking into the streaming factory.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Because you and KK are now located together with your bundle of pets. Do they get along actually, or they just tolerate each other? Yeah.
So surprisingly, with what I just told you, I think that they get along pretty well. But like my form of comparison is that the old place that I used to live at with my old roommates, the cats fucking hated like every other animal so bad. Like no animal got along. And this, I don't know if I told you this ever, but I used to live my room in a recording studio. Like my room was a repurposed recording studio previously.
We jumping ahead in the story, but I'm now curious. Wait, go on.
Yeah. So my room used to be a repurposed recording studio, and therefore it was fucking huge. Like it was the size of like a living room.
Yeah.
And so I could keep my cats in my room without too much issue previously because they had like litter box food, playpen, like play space, like verticality and everything. But now it's like I when I moved in with KK, the scariest thought was, oh fuck. In an apartment, you can't do that. You have to let everything like come together and hope for the best. And that was like the one thing that I was just like in need of moving. And then I moved in with KK and I'm just like, the shit could very well be like 99% failure right here. Like this could go wrong so fast. But thankfully it's pretty good. Like they don't fight too often.
It's gonna be like opening up DeviantArt, 99% furry. Just like it could go crazy.
Exactly.
That's amazing. I mean, we are jumping ahead with like, being in a share house, a recording studio, now being with KK. I tend to, when I start off the podcast here, when I bring people on, I like to bring it all the way back. And I feel like for you, because we've not actually had the chance to one-on-one yap about like the tiger origin story, I kind of want to go even pre you streaming. Shimada, I was wondering, like, when you were a kid, were you like a weeb kid, or were you a sports kid? Because I don't even know what was the origin.
Dude,
were you originally a weeb kid, or did it like the weeb touch your soul later on?
I towed the line, man.
Yeah.
I towed the line.
Yeah.
Because I had a very unique growing up experience because my dad
Yeah.
is half Japanese and my mom is full French.
Okay. So yeah, you are a tiger of the world. You kind of have been everywhere.
To get in touch with both sides of my family, my parents decided that when I was a very young kid, I had to stay with both sides of the family for like several months. And just live with them as a kid to like engross myself in both of their cultures.
Gotcha.
Yeah, one of them you could tell I really enjoyed over the other by now if you see my interest in everything.
One of them just really clicked. You're not really out there like making a croissant on the weekend.
No, yeah, I'm not out here wearing like a beret or whatever, you know.
Like you like traveled around and stayed with different family?
Yeah, and I got really into anime when I was in Japan as a kid, and like my family on that side, like they gave me manga, they gave me like an Anpanman book that taught you Japanese.
Oh, how how young? Like, are we talking like adolescent?
Like 8 years old.
Yeah. So your brain is forming. You're getting
exactly,
introduced to manga.
They got me at the most like viral time of my brain. Like the soft part of the skull did not solidify over yet. It's like the perfect vector.
Just shonen being injected directly in there. Yeah. Okay. So they're giving you manga and.
Yeah, and I started getting into anime, and I got into like a little bit of Dragon Ball and like a lot of bit of Naruto and stuff like that, because I think Naruto was in serialization back then. And I was also a sports kid for sure. I played soccer. My mom, I don't know if I ever told you this, but she played hockey. Like she played hockey almost all of her life. And so she wanted me to play hockey too, and I was maybe the least sportsman-like hockey player you could ever see. Because every time I saw people play hockey on TV, they were beating the fuck out of each other.
I was gonna say,
I thought to myself,
is hockey like ice hockey, or is that like different?
It is played like ice hockey, but I played it in like not the ice because I live in California.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second, hold up. Okay.
So yeah, there was like a girls hockey league, and then there was like soccer, and then there was also like I did karate too, but I feel like every like millennial kid did karate because that was just what you did.
It was part of it. Yeah.
And I did basketball. Like I did every sport I could think of besides like softball.
Every sport, and you were enjoying it, or was it just kind of like, oh, it's there, I'll try it out? But you actually
some were better than others because hockey was very fun because I could just ram into people with no repercussions. And I didn't really get in trouble all that much for it, but
all that much. Go on.
but when it came down to soccer, like I sucked so bad at soccer. Like I was terrible, and I would own goal all the time. Like I would score goals on ourselves like all the time on accident. I think all of my teammates hated me.
I was about to say, what's own goal? I'm not as sporty when it comes to like competitive sports. Is that like you shooting like your own?
Yeah. That's like you accidentally shooting into your own goal.
How
and
do you
what
even
I would do is I would try to be proactive on defense and like get the ball out of our side of the field. But I would do the wind up while the ball came to me and kicked it backwards into the net like all the time. This was like a daily situation for me.
Like they're like, brother, again.
I think the teammates they did not like me after all that, man. It was also ironically my introduction to fighting games.
I was gonna ask, like, so is this during like primary school era? Like, did you move? Did you stay in a kind of one location for schooling? Like, did you have like a time period? Like, okay, I'm here, I'm doing my schooling with this group of people, or was it always bouncing about?
It was in one specific place because I went to a very strange school that was kind of a predecessor for a lot of American schooling. That it took the private school system and then turned it into a public school. So you had to like actually like take a test to get in, and then you had to like pass a wait line to get in as well. And I was with the same students like up until high school, and then I just like switched over to another area of the district.
Gotcha.
But in soccer, I played with people that I knew every day, but we would also go to a pizza place for every like game celebration that we did. And they had
Mr. Chuck E. Cheese.
It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese, it wasn't Freddy Fazbear.
No, okay.
But it was a local pizza chain that if I said what it was, I would have doxed my hometown.
Okay.
But they had a Neo Geo machine, which is an SNK arcade cabinet. And they also had a Tekken 2 cabinet at the pizza place. And
yeah.
so catch young Shimada with fucking greased up hands and like drinking my drink on top of the cabinet, playing Tekken 2, just like running around with King, not knowing what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, amazing. And just like being like, something about this is clicking. I'm really enjoying this. Did you like then go, I need this as like a gift from your family, or like when did the...
Do you want to know the ironic part? I hated it.
What? No. Roll it back. Roll this back. Wait, so you were just
I
fucking
hated
around?
It because I was so bad at it. I was really bad, and all the other kids are so much better.
Really?
And I was just like, this shit sucks. Why would I play this?
Okay.
Every arcade cab was fighting games. Like almost every arcade cab I've ever seen was like for fighting games. And then I don't want to go too far down the line in my life story, but down the line, I made a lot of online friends like at a pretty young age, with unsupervised internet access, and they all liked fighting games. Like all of them liked fighting games, and I was like, this shit again, man, this shit again.
We've been here. This your ass. Wait, what?
I was just like, what the fuck? Everybody loves this shitty ass genre where like you don't do anything besides hit the buttons as fast as you can.
Okay.
And then I would get my ass kicked over and over again until I was just like, I'm dropping this. I don't want to play these anymore. I'm swearing them off. And we could keep the rest of that to when we get to that point in the story. If you want to keep going back to the
absolutely.
Point.
I'm curious. Let's pause that there because I did want to ask a little bit more about being like a kid and like being in the school. Were you a little bit of like what would you consider yourself in the friends group? Were you a bit dweeby? Were you sporty? Did you keep your nose down, class clown? How did you find yourself?
I was 100% the class clown.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay.
I was like the wolf girl. You know the wolf girl stereotype? I was definitely the wolf girl because I was very into like the idea of like the werewolves and stuff, but at the same time having that Sigma attitude turned me into the class clown because I didn't care what people thought.
Got you.
So I was just cracking jokes like all of the time.
Yeah.
I was definitely a troublemaker too. Like I was
okay. Did you get in trouble much in school? Like I pulled out? Okay, wait, what did you do?
In trouble? Okay, well, now this is gonna make me look a little bad.
No, the people love it. They want the badass tiger, like tomboy origin story.
But I did punch a kid like pretty hard in elementary school, because he kind of just pissed me off when we were playing sports. Because it was like all the kids had to get together to go play sports during lunch.
Yeah.
And then we were playing soccer, and then he was just like being like a dickhead, like kind of annoying.
Match the
energy. And when we were walking back, I just fucking hit him like in the solar plexus, like as hard as I could, like when he turned around. And I got suspended from elementary school for like 3 days. They were like, they couldn't believe what just happened because it was so random, and to them it was unprovoked because they weren't paying any attention.
Yes, like,
but I was like, this kid's kind of a dick, man, and then I just fucking, walloped him.
Just like, gotta teach this kid a lesson. Damn. Okay, but like that didn't like push you in the outskirts. You're still able to like, I guess, joke around, talk shit.
Not
so
really.
People were like, bro, kind of
they were
had
like,
it coming.
she's weird, but like she's also kind of chill. At the same time.
Okay, I that makes a lot of sense. I can see this being the case. And when it comes to like weeb stuff and anime, do you remember the first series that really like, apart from you were saying beforehand like Naruto and stuff, like that's the classic. That's you're just watching it 'cause you're a kid. What were the series that you remember getting in that were like, oh no, this is for me. Like I'm finding this and this
Fruits
is clicking.
Basket, 100%. Fruits Basket, 100%.
Yes.
That was the early like Shimada Tiger brain link.
Yeah.
That when I saw it for the first time, I'm like, life could be a dream. This is the ultimate form of media.
That's amazing. And like, wait, so any other kids around your age watching anime and stuff, or was it really still, once again, you're doing your wolf girl Sigma, just you enjoying it?
I was kind of Sigma with it, but I did get manga banned from school. Actually, I forgot to mention this as well.
Okay, we need more.
So a few kids did like manga,
yeah.
And I would trade manga that I would buy from the store with my allowance with other kids because they also were reading manga at the time. And one of them, who also happened to live on the same street as I did, had the first volume of Naruto. And I was like, oh shit, it's Naruto. I love Naruto, even though I already read this shit. Can I have this? And so I traded them Inuyasha for a volume of Naruto. And I got the first volume of Naruto. And if you guys have ever read Naruto and you read the first chapter, there's a sequence in the first chapter where Naruto goes sexy jutsu, where he turns into a naked woman, as a prank.
Wait, classic.
Okay. It is classic. They don't make it like they used to anymore.
Exactly. That is like OG anime stuff, though. That really is.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I took the manga and I took it to school for quiet reading time. And like I like begged the teacher to let me read manga for quiet reading time because everyone else was reading fucking like
Harry Potter,
all sorts of like, you know, like young literature books.
Yep. YA, Fault in the Stars.
Basically, yeah. And so I opened up Naruto in the quiet reading time, and lo and behold, smack dab middle in the page is sexy no jutsu as the teacher's fucking walking by. And she's like, what is that shit? Like, she didn't say shit, obviously, but she's like, what is that?
Hold on.
And she fucking snatches the pages, like, out of my hand, saying, you should not read something like this at school. And she fucking confiscated the manga. And then it went up the flagpole, and they banned manga entirely from the elementary school.
Yo!
It was insane.
Oh my goodness.
It was all over that one volume of Naruto.
Yeah, they're like, Shimada, you're freak too crazy. They kill you. Like, oh my god. That's like, I feel like that is an origin story. That could have been a villain origin story, to be fair. Like, damn.
It could have been. I could have been like the manga strangler or something out of that, you know?
Okay, so like you always...
like a true villain.
A true villain. I mean, so you always like were in the weeb culture, and then but then going out of like primary school into high school, and you're talking about getting into online spaces. You said unregulated, as I think a lot of people relate to. Where'd you kind of fall into when it came to like online communities? How early were you into like video gaming in that regard? Were you into video games outside of fighting games?
Yeah, actually I was. I played I've been playing games since I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
My first
classics?
My first console was, I'm pretty sure it was the N64 when I was 6 years old.
Oh, OG. Okay.
And I played
Sick.
I played Mario 64 on it like all the time. But when I finally got to the GameCube, when the GameCube came out and my parents got it for me for Christmas, it so locked into my brain that gaming is like the ultimate pleasure in life.
Okay.
Like it's the ultimate thing in life.
Do you remember the game?
It was 2 games. It was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and it was Mario Sunshine. And those 2 games hit my brain like crack at the same exact time. And I literally played both of those games till the disc was dry. Like, you cannot fucking like take that disc out of the GameCube anymore.
Yeah. It's fused. It's like fused to, oh my goodness.
Literally, it was fused
those are the
in there.
ones. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and like,
so you knew, like, this is for me.
Exactly. And that's kind of where I moved out of being so sporty and moved into being more nerdy. Because I was playing sports and hanging out with like the kids in the neighborhood like every day. And then as soon as the GameCube came in, it was like, then it became like twice a week, then it became once a week, and then it was like I'll see them like every few weeks. And then it was just like, cut that shit out, I'm playing Billy Hatcher, you know? Like it definitely like kind of cordoned me off from like my peers for sure. But I think that, I don't know, it scaled in the long run because I wouldn't be the tiger I am now if it wasn't for getting addicted to video games at a young age.
Exactly. It kind of, your brain was like, this is the path that's dividing in the woods, and I'm going down here.
Exactly.
And so
I would be like a regional manager for a Nike store otherwise. It's like the difference is stark, man. The difference is stark.
Yeah, the origin point right there with the GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine.
Exactly.
And so that's when you're like in about, I guess, like high school age yet, or even younger than that.
It's like middle school-ish.
Okay, middle school, and then going into high school. Did you actually? Because like obviously streaming came later. With like like high school Shimada, what was your like kind of like your goals in that space? Like, did you, with going out of like high school, did you have like work like, oh, I want to be regional manager, bro, the tiger destiny?
I was a very bad student.
Okay.
In high school particularly. because it was back when like people didn't take stuff like ADHD and autism seriously.
Got you. Yeah.
Especially like as a young girl, like nobody would give you a diagnosis for anything. Like they would just say like you just shape up or ship out, you know?
Yeah. They're like, oh, she can't apply herself, but she has potential. And you're like, all right, I'm going to do what with this information?
Oh wait, hold on. It seems like the stream went down for a second.
No. Oh, my internet problems.
Okay, I think it's back.
I hope it's back. Hold.
Yeah. So.
Hold, sorry. I was hoping this wouldn't
happen.
Good. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Refresh
no
everybody.
Worries, no
I think
worries.
it was
the show must go on.
It's just a blip. That's fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah. So in high school, you were a bit of a couldn't apply yourself kind of situation.
I was a bit of a delinquent. I was a bit of a delinquent for sure because like they didn't take the fact that like I really did not gel with the system seriously, and they thought it was just a form of laziness. And so, in the first year of high school. I had like 3 years preceding me of band through elementary, middle, and then high school. And then because of that, I had an immediate in with like an activity, which was band. So since I couldn't, since I couldn't really be a good student, I thought to myself, I'm just gonna become the best percussionist I could be. Because that's the only thing that I enjoy right now outside of gaming is like doing percussion.
Yeah.
And so I locked the fuck in on percussion and band and would spend like 8 hours a day just practicing and studying and like listening to like jazz and classical music and then like getting good at band. And then fuck all with homework.
I am just visualizing Whiplash right now. I want you to know that.
It was like Whiplash. I related quite heavily to that movie.
Yeah.
It was very close to Whiplash, especially in my later high school years. But I got in trouble for this all the time because I would not do my homework. And I listen, I joke about being like a 1 IQ streamer all the time. I joke about mental decline.
Yeah.
I think that I'm a relatively smart person compared to like the average individual, which is like a bit conceited to say, but I think that like that's just kind of how I see myself.
Literacy levels are at an all-time low.
Yeah, exactly. So I would ace 90% of the tests that I got in school. I would ace 90% of the tests I got in school, and I would write really good essays. But I just never turned in the homework because the homework system was like bonkers to me. I was like, why would I waste my time doing this?
Absolutely.
I already know the answer and I passed the test. Why would I waste my time doing this? So not doing any homework tanked all of my grades severely. And by not turning in homework and the teachers knowing I'm actually like decent at the classes, they came to the band director and threatened to pull me out of band if I didn't start doing my homework. And they basically like came together to do this.
They're like, she's
and that was like my final
in.
ultimatum. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that was my final ultimatum to like actually get decent at school and homework and schooling so that I can continue doing what I actually wanted to do, which was band. And then at that point, I think I solidified my dream, which is I really wanted to become a member of the LA Philharmonic as like a permanent piece of the percussion ensemble. Like that was like my dream at the time.
I had no idea.
Obviously, that didn't happen.
No, but I had no idea because I knew that you really loved like drum and you like jazz drumming, and I always found that very fascinating because I also do appreciate a little bit of jazz, probably not as much as I have as your understanding. I got to know more, honestly. But the Philharmonics, so you actually were progressing towards that by the end of high school, at like.
Oh yeah, no, I was doing like paid gigs like in high school.
Hell yeah.
I was playing for like churches when they needed percussionists. I was playing for like professional wind ensembles when they needed fills. Like they would pay me for it too in high school, which was crazy. Like I didn't think that I would have that type of opportunity. But to me, it was the only thing I ever did. So I didn't think of it as strange or like unique or special. Because the only thing that I thought was driving was the fact that I wanted to be better than everyone else that I was in the section with.
I feel like that's the one driving force Shimada that I had. Trait is like, I gotta be the best. I need to be better at this.
It is. Yeah. For better or for worse, it is. And so I spent the majority of my high school career wanting to become the best percussionist because I saw every other percussionist as like my direct rival. And it was kind of reciprocated too.
Really?
Because like we would try to always like one up each other and like show each other up. But it it honestly, like, that was what was so engaging about music to me, was the fact that it was a direct competition with everybody around me. Like, obviously music is a collaborative effort, but when it comes down to like your actual physical skill in the band, like, only one snare drummer could be playing, only one timpanist can be playing, you know, and you want to be that one.
And for drumming, from my understanding, is you do kind of hold the rhythm. You have to be on it. You can't just kind of idle into the background, play through a few notes. Like, there's some foundationalness to being a good percussionist, right?
Exactly. You have to be the best of the best. You have to be the one who holds the backbone of the band. You have to, if you're unreliable as a percussionist, which many are, because it's kind of where you filter people who don't know what to do into. Okay, so a quick tangent.
Go for it.
Every time I talk about being a percussionist to any friend, they always say, oh, I wanted to be a percussionist so bad, but the band director didn't let me. Because every band director on earth uses percussion as a filter for the people that they don't know what the fuck to do with. And so if someone shows like intellectual promise or like capabilities, they're like, nah, you're on the woodwinds today.
Yeah. We're putting your ass behind the trumpet. No way.
Yeah, if your ass is gonna play the bugle or something, like, you're not gonna be hitting the snare drum over there. You're not gonna be hitting the tom-toms or anything. Like, you have promise, you know?
Yeah. You got potential. We're not going to track
you have potential. Don't waste your time over there. And then, like, you look at what we're doing. It's a fucking den of snakes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy time in the percussion section.
It's like you go in like PvP mode there when there's
literally, it's like when you go into the wilderness in RuneScape. Like, it's the PvP zone, and it's like such a dividing line because like, you sit behind all of the percussion instruments, so everything in front of you is another world, and everything behind you is like your world. That's how it felt to me. It was everything in front of me was a whole other world. And the only people who mattered were the ones who were in percussion with me. Obviously not mattered as a person, but like mattered in terms of like how I compared myself back then. And I was a very immature person. I would say so in my youth. Like, I was competition first, like you know, like reasoning second.
Gotcha.
You know, I was definitely very hot-headed.
Just blinded by the motivation in some way.
Exactly. No, for sure. It was my waist youth days for sure. And so I considered it like my only path forward.
Gotcha.
And you know that I don't do music anymore, right? Like, that in terms of like,
I was gonna say,
career.
yeah, like I thought that maybe it'd be jumping ahead, but like, have you had the opportunity or wanted to have the opportunity to bring, like, you know, your drum stuff onto stream, or is it like there's a severance for you between when you were really into drumming and when you moved on to other stuff?
I still want to do drumming on stream, and I'm going to do drumming on stream.
Hell yeah.
There's some logistic problems right now that prevent me from doing it until like I get the setup proper.
Yeah.
But I have everything outside of a few tools ready to go.
Sick.
But the reason why I don't do drumming anymore, like as a career, like I dropped the passion for it. I dropped the career. I still have the passion, but I just don't do it like every day to the same degree. Was that when I went to college and I was majoring in music, I went to a college that wasn't known for music, and nobody there had the same drive or passion that I did. I felt like everybody was just there to be there.
Yeah, and they just did it as like extra elective.
Exactly. And then taking that out of my equation of like why I'm doing what I'm doing made me not want to do it anymore. And I got bored. I got bored really fast. I didn't have any drive to be better than anyone when nobody wanted to be better than me. You know what I mean?
Got you. And so you're in college and you're doing music and you're losing motivation. Is that when you find more people in online spaces? Is that where you start kind of slipping into those communities, or was that happening before?
That goes so far back, actually.
Really?
It goes so far back.
Take me back.
My first online community that I ever was a part of was when I was like 11, and I was a part of a Sonic online DeviantArt/YouTube community.
Yes.
That was my first true third space that I belonged in.
Beautiful.
Was a DeviantArt/YouTube, old YouTube Sonic community. And now this is going to be a shock to some people if they know this individual, if they know this reference. A member of my community, to give you like a perspective of who my peers were, made a little ditty of a video called "The Top 10 Hottest Female Sonic Characters," was someone that I knew personally back then. Dylan Guptill.
Chat, do we
the
know?
famous video.
Chat, are we aware? Are there knowers in the chat? I feel like there
are going to be a lot of knowers of this video. Figure of a guy. No, people know who I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
He made this video that was the top 10 hottest female Sonic characters video.
My God, chat's aware.
Everybody else in this community saw the video and said, what the fuck? Because we were all talking about, like, I hope that they make a better game than Sonic 06. I hope they make Sonic Adventure 3. And then this guy is just like, introducing Hot Girl Heaven, Sonic the Hedgehog. Hot Chick Heaven. Let me link this video to you real quick. This was my peer.
Okay, I'll have to watch this after the pod. Because I'm curious about this.
This is Guptill89. He was a peer of mine back in the day.
I do love that. When like the internet was really like a Wild West where if you were on it, you kind of probably knew somebody who knew somebody. Like I've met people who've known people who have like made viral Minecraft cover songs. You know what I mean? Like if you were just out there in the trenches, you would you just like
if you've been around for a while,
Timmy
you know so many
from
people.
like biology class was making like
right?
Yeah.
It's just like back then it wasn't
Minecraft
like
parodies.
I felt like back then being on the internet, it wasn't that like you lived in a like high nepotism rich family and like we're given like the keys to the kingdom to film TikToks for like billions of people. It was kind of like you just wanted to connect.
Yes.
You just wanted to be someone on the internet. You wanted to have a voice. You wanted to be somewhere where like people weren't so like suffocating. They weren't so like judgmental. Like you wanted to be on a weird sphere of the internet. You wanted to be somewhere different. And I think that is still available in certain places. Like definitely I think in lots of VTuber communities, including ours, I feel like people treat it that way as well.
I think there's a holding on of the torch in a lot of VTuber spaces of keeping that, a bunch of dorks who enjoy and are passionate about hobbies, bringing them together, that maybe more public social medias don't have as much of it anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of unfortunate that gets relegated to places like Discord, which are kind of closed off communities. Like they're not really open.
Where you used to be out in the forums, like out in the...
Right, yeah, it used to be forums, man. What it used to be was a motherfucker would...
pinning it on the public board in the main town center.
Exactly, man. Or like putting up your DeviantArt post and then like letting everybody comment their shit on it and be like, oh, your lines are getting better today, or like you're like this is garbage, like what are you doing? But like what it was for me back in the day was a YouTube community that was for Sonic specifically, but people would do rants. And this is the crux of their video making, is that they would do rants. They rant videos.
Yes.
And all of their rant videos, everybody would have an avatar that they would use. That was like a fictional character.
Game. The days, yeah.
It was early avatar rants, but the avatars weren't like a persona or anything like they are now. Yeah. It was like someone had Dark Link from the Legend of Zelda manga. Someone had Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah. Someone had characters from Bleach. Someone had characters from Naruto, and then that was like their character, and that's how they represented themselves. And then they would rant about the most inane bullshit ever, but it was community, like it was a shared sense of like you are spilling your soul in front of everybody to say like what's on your mind, even if it's not necessarily positive. Like it is like a sense of like artifice without the artifice. Like you have a mask, but what's coming through is your true thoughts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So like this, in some ways, it is totally precursor to what we do nowadays.
Basically, now we rant with the VTuber personas instead.
Yeah, exactly. Now we give our take about the Costco sales, like behind the anime avatar.
Talking about the fucking IKEA veggie hot dog.
Exactly. So that's
that was back around like 11 years old, 12 years old. And from there, I started making a lot of friends vis-a-vis Xbox Live. Because I got into Xbox Live pretty early because kids on my block were also into Xbox Live, like on the original Xbox with Halo 2.
Yeah.
And then Halo 3 comes along with the Xbox 360, and like the level of social interaction is so beyond anything I've ever seen before. Like you would sit down for an evening, be invited to a custom lobby with people you've never spoken to in your entire life, and then talk to them for the next 4 hours playing Jenga or like zombies or like SWAT or like all these different like game modes that you can do in Halo. And it was truly like a social sphere that I don't think has ever existed in the same space that it did back then. And so
crazy. Yeah.
I made friends that I kept for like the next like 4 to 5 years. Just off of this. And then that was my biggest internet circle that I fell into. And then after that, I made friends with people who were like, you know, they were nothing really. It's hard to say nothing really substantial, but it was just like they just happened to be on the internet in the same sphere that I was.
Yeah. Just kind
and
of
then we became friends
into each other. Yeah.
Exactly. We became friends by bumping into each other very often, like from the Jenga of, or not Jenga, but like the falling dominoes of like, you know, Xbox Live into like hanging out on like websites like Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah. And then like becoming friends through that.
Carrying accounts across multiple early social medias.
Basically, exactly. And then through that, I then started making friends with a lot of anime weebs and like people who just play League of Legends 9 hours a day.
The funnel that pushes you towards anime weebs that play League of Legends for 9 hours.
Basically, and then I was just like, oh, these are my people now, I guess. Yeah. These are my people now, I guess. Yeah. And they started posting about VTubers.
I was gonna say, wait. Before we get to VTubers, what came first? Dare I say chicken or the egg? What did you find the fighting game crew before VTubers, or does that go after? I actually don't know the.
I did find the fighting game crew before VTubers.
Okay, but you're not into them at that point.
Yeah. These people also played fighting games like all the time, and they would always invite me to play Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't fucking like this ugly ass game. And then they would invite me to play the Marvel 2 online release on Xbox 360, and I'm like, I don't like this Krungo ass game either. But I kind of like just brute forced it into wanting to play because it was the thing that people did. And then Street Fighter 5 came along later. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm finally going to get decent at whatever this is. So I used my savings to buy an early arcade stick. It was pretty Krungo and it was pretty cheap comparatively to the other ones.
Yeah.
And I spent the next hours like every day just trying to figure out how to do a quarter circle and like a Shoryuken input. Just like over and over again.
And this is before you became a VTuber.
Yeah. Long before.
Okay,
long before.
Sick.
And so I would just do this over and over again in Street Fighter 5, trying to figure out what to do. And I said, okay, finally. I'm finally ready to get online. I'm finally ready to get into ranked mode. I'm finally ready to like become a master at this game now that I know how to do a quarter circle and a Z input.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Exactly. That's all you need. And so I get into ranked match.
Yeah.
Exactly. SF6 circa 2016 about. This is about 2016.
Yeah. That is pre-VTuber era. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. This is like predating like my introduction to VTubers by like 2 years.
Yeah.
And so I get into ranked modes in Street Fighter 5.
Yes.
And I get bodied so bad that I can't make it out of bronze for the life of me. I can't make it out of bronze whatsoever. And it would be so painful to sit there trying to get out of bronze every day without knowing like why I was losing that I would cry after like every session. Like it would be so morally destabilizing. And I thought to myself, like, why am I playing this? This is so like it's so depressing to play because like I couldn't see myself getting better and I didn't understand what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
And so I would just play, and then I would play with my friends and they would beat me like 20-0, and I'd play on ranked and they would beat me 20-0, and I just couldn't make any improvement. And I almost swore it off again, but I got introduced to the idea of watching fighting games instead of playing them. So then I started watching people talk about fighting games because I was like,
are you still in college at this point, or is this like after college stuff?
This is during college. This is during college.
So you're like you went to college for like music stuff. You're not vibing with that. And then you're going back to your freaking, I'm assuming like share house situation and just crying over.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm like, like crying over fighting games, like loud enough to be heard.
Yeah. You got your roommates down the hall, like, bro, clean the dishes, stop crying.
Like it ain't that big of a deal, you know. Like it's just a game.
But you got into like, okay, fuck it, this sucks, but I can watch it. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I want to hear what people have to say about this. And then I got introduced to some content creators. One of them being a guy named James Chen.
Okay.
Who is a commentator who did videos basically talking about the news in fighting games. Like, he would talk about the news. He would talk about like things that were interesting happening with his co-streamer, who is named Ultra David. And I would watch them like every week religiously. I would watch games I didn't even know anything about, like Guilty Gear. I didn't know anything about Guilty Gear, but I would watch it religiously without even playing it. And I would watch tournament streams, and I'd watch top 4s, top 8s, without knowing anything about these games, just being a fan of the people playing them, because I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to be someone who can play these games without like destabilizing your entire mental over it, you know? I want to be someone who can find the fun in this. And then I got introduced to another fella named Sajam, who is now like a bigger name in fighting games, but back then he was more so just a commentator. And I would just watch Sajam stream, and Sajam doing videos, and Sajam doing commentary, and just like, you know, I would enjoy what he's up to. I would enjoy hearing about his takes on Guilty Gear, hearing about his takes on everything, because he just enjoyed the games.
Sweet.
I'm like, how can I get to the point where I go from crying after playing every session to just enjoying every session,
like having fun, and the passion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finding the fun. And I don't think I even got there for the next few years. I just was a passive spectator because that was all I can muster. It definitely took until VTubing to even get to that point, in my opinion.
And that right there is a killer segue. Hell yeah, professional. Because I'm gonna say, so what do you remember? You said you had a lot of online friends who were like into weeb stuff, into VTubing stuff. Do you remember like the first kind of vague VTubing adjacent thing that you saw online? Like, this is before you even were like, I could try this. You were just like, it was in your peripherals.
It was 100% Fubuki clips.
Yeah.
It was clips of Fubuki just doing random shit in like random games. Like, I was so enamored with this funny little fox who had like, what to me at the time, I was just like, this is like the worst animation I've ever seen.
Like, I was laughing so hard. She was so Krugly back in the day.
She was Krungo. Like, her mouth would just flap up and down, and she would like move so stiffly. I loved it so much because it was so funny to me. And then I just got into watching these clips without even watching the streams. I would just wait for another clip to come out before like I would just watch the next one and watch the next one. And then I had a small circle of friends who also liked VTubing in my larger circle of friends.
Yeah.
And I would talk to them about it, and they would post about it, and I would like their posts, and I would learn more. And it was just years of just watching Fubuki, and then watching like Miko, and then watching like other Hololives. To me, VTubing back then, I was like Hololive only. I did not care about like any other VTuber
a lot of people
outside of Hololive.
Yeah. Wait, because you know a little bit of Japanese, so you could actually watch the clips without.
So
yeah,
I my Japanese was significantly worse back then than it is now. My Japanese is kind of a curve. It was decently good for like a kid when I was young, and then it dropped down to being like shit ass for an adult. And then within the last year, it's become like decently good again for like a kid.
I mean, like, hell yeah, though. So like, you were able to actually consume a little bit of the JP content a bit more. You know,
I would
actively
get
than some
vague
people.
ideas.
Yeah,
for sure. I get vague ideas, and I would sit down and I would just enjoy what they were playing, because I was just like, I liked streamers for a long time.
Okay,
actually,
yeah, because you were watching streamers who were doing fighting game stuff and what else?
I watched. No, this is gonna date me a bit. I watched streams on Justin TV all the time. When it was Justin TV,
you were there.
I was there. I was in the fucking trenches, man. Every day.
Yo.
Every day I would watch streams on Justin TV.
Yeah.
And I would watch 4-Player Podcast, which was a group of like these 4 dudes back before like group of 4 dudes playing a game was a thing. Like, they were just like,
they were the
guys.
origin. They were the proto-genesis of 4 dudes playing a video game.
Basically, yeah, they were the origin story of 4 dudes just playing some games.
Hell yeah.
And then I would watch them play random Japanese games like Fatal Fury and like not Fatal Fury, Fatal Frame, and like other games like that. And I was just like, damn, this shit is awesome. I love this so. I wish I could play these games without like having them buy them from Japan.
Yeah.
And then I would watch them play Yakuza back before Yakuza ever took off in America. Like it was it was like such a precursor to like what we see now. It was insane. And then I remember like being such a shitter in the chat, man. I was just like, every time that they would scream when a scary thing would happen in like Fatal Frame, I would be like, haha, stupid. That was like the worst nightmare that I have now.
You like you flashbacks. It's not like your trauma, it's you commenting and like just in TV chats.
Literally.
Writing minus ones like, as like a 16-year-old.
Yeah, before -2 we had -1.
Yeah.
And so but I was so enamored with it, and I would download their podcast, which was basically the audio version of them playing the game. And I would download it to my iPod. I would download it to my iPod from iTunes and then listen to it on my bike to school. Like every day. I would listen to the same podcast episode every day until the next one came out.
Yes. So you're like watching streamers and then you fall into the VTuber streamers, which makes like so much sense. Then what the hell is that moment where you go, oh no, I kind of want to try this? Were other people around you doing it or?
Yeah, so you might know her, but a good friend of mine for like, I don't know, maybe like 14 years now, is S1E8 Ursa, a VTuber.
Name sounds familiar. Yeah,
she's a bear VTuber. You might know her just in passing because she also plays games that I don't think you're quite interested in, like Valorant.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But S1E8 Ursa was like a very early VTuber along with me, in terms of the EN VTuber space.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you get into EN after being a hollow bro for a bit?
Yeah, she posted a picture of her live 2D model like in the works. And I was like, what the fuck? You could do that? You could do that? And this was like this is like pre-COVID. This was like around the time that COVID started.
Like this is early 2020. That's OG. That's OG for the
this is like early 2020. I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe you could just do that.
Yeah.
Like you could just commission a VTuber model, turn on OBS, and then start streaming. That was crazy to me. And I said, I'm gonna, the competitive nature in my brain. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna become a big streamer. I'm gonna become a smash hit streamer. And so I opened up like a Google tab to look up how to get a VTuber model.
Yeah.
And everything was like, fuck, we don't know.
Yeah, it was though. It was literally like, oh, bro, work it out. Like there was
like,
no information.
What do you mean you want a VTuber model? You're an American. You speak English. What do you mean you want a VTuber model? I'm like, well, fuck me, I guess. I don't know where to get one from.
It was really like that, yeah.
I then went to look at how to make a 3D model, because that was like the only thing that I knew I could do potentially, because I can't really draw. And so I could learn how to draw, obviously. Like now that I look back at it, if I like spent the year learning to draw, I could have like, maybe make a scuffed model that would have had a lot of soul to it. But I wanted to make, and this is not to say that 3D models aren't also full of soul, but I wanted to make a model as fast as I could to get into streaming as fast as I could. So I made the shittiest fucking Blender model.
You did Blender? Wait, you didn't even do V-Roid? You did Blender?
So I did V-Roid later.
Okay, yep.
I made the shittiest fucking Blender model I've ever seen.
Really?
And then I was just like, now how do I make it move? And then I looked it up and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Yeah. And so instead what I did was I basically took the shitty Blender model and then I took a like, what was it? It was like one of those 3D character creators on Steam for free. And I made like 1-to-1 as much as I could that model. And then I ported it out of that into Unity, which I then turned into like a moving model that you could use with very early like tracking software. I used not VC Face. I used one that's like super like deprecated. I don't even know anybody who uses tracking software anymore, or like anybody who knows it anymore. It was one that you could only get off Booth back then.
Yeah, like honestly, like yes, it was so hard to make VTuber models back in the day, but most people just went like, oh, I'll work out V-Roid or Or like, I don't know, like use that is like OG dedication to working out how to be a VTuber model. That's incredible.
I just wanted to do it so bad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is exactly what I want to do, because I didn't have like a job back then. I didn't have like prospects back then. I was like, this is I didn't look at it thinking this is how I'm gonna make my living.
No.
I looked at it as like, this is how I'm gonna find like something that's worth doing in life, you know?
Hell
like
yeah.
This is how I'm gonna find like something that I truly enjoy, instead of just like wasting my days like playing video games and like watching anime, you know?
Hell
so
yeah.
I made the model, and I streamed I think for like half a year.
Well, I was gonna say, before we get to the streaming the half a year thing with that like self-made model, do you remember what like the feelings were before your like first actual stream? Was it like, fuck it, I'm just gonna see how this goes? Was there nerves? Like, apart from making the model, was there much pre-planning for you, setting stuff up? Like, what was your overlay? Was it just like
it was
game? You
literally just game.
Yeah. Okay. Sick.
Literally just game and no chat. Like that was what it was. And for a long time, even too, before even using the model, I was just streaming with my voice. Like I was just doing
okay,
voice
so you were just
to, like,
doing
learn
voice
what to do
to work it out.
Exactly. Because another thing simultaneous with this was that a friend of mine that I met in college was a streamer. And she was streaming all sorts of different games, and I was just like, what the fuck, you could just do this too? Like, I watch streams all the time. I didn't know that you could just download OBS and do it yourself.
Yeah.
And so I think my first ever stream was a game called Bigfoot Hunter, which is a Steam kusoge, and I just posted to my friends. I said, everybody get in here, we're playing Bigfoot Hunter.
So you actually had like your homies there on your first stream hanging out?
Yeah, I had like a group of like 7 friends who were giving me like the early caveman +2s, like before like +2s were a thing.
Oh hell yeah.
And like it was a little nerve-wracking, but to me, streaming was simply just letting my mouth move before my brain follows it. You know what I mean? Like it was simply just I say what comes first, and then I worry about what happened after.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have time to worry because I just spoke first and worried after. You know?
So it was like real chill because you were just like hanging out with friends, doing what you were probably already doing, but just like there in front of people having a good time. That's brilliant. And then later on you get the model. Your OG Blender model, was that like Shimada adjacent looking? Like how did it look?
Yeah, it was.
It was, okay. Orange
I've
hair,
always
tiger,
been
the
Shimada
whole
tiger.
thing. Oh, you have? Is it so? It's like an OG, I guess like gamer profile, like identity for a very long time.
Well, it wasn't an OG gamer identity. What it was like basically an OC that I made forever ago.
Yeah.
As like who like I looked into myself like as like it was basically an OC to like represent myself to like friends who also did the same thing essentially. And so I wanted to turn the idea of Shimada Tiger into the VTuber model, because that was like, if I had to be myself, that was the closest representation I could think of, you know? And so I then made a Blender model, and I did not look anything like a fucking tiger.
Wet cat dragged up out of the sewer.
Like a fucking tiger at all. It looked like a fox with really long ears, and I was like, amazing. I think my model is smaller than your model back then. Like it was tiny. It was so small. It was like a child basically. And like obviously that is not how I look now.
Yeah.
With VTubing.
Yeah.
But that was like the most easy form that I could represent in terms of like my skill level. And so I streamed with this Krongo-ass model, broken lighting, because I didn't know how lighting worked. And the tracking was like extremely bad too.
Yeah.
But I was me, and I just spent my time. I didn't have a debut. I didn't have any sort of like fanfare. I simply said, okay, I'm streaming again today, guys, but I have my VTuber model now. Like that was essentially like all that went into the world in terms of Shimada Tiger existing. Was hey guys, stream again. This time I have a VTuber model.
And from that point you just did that.
Exactly, but the fear you asked earlier, it wasn't about being a bad streamer. It was about my friends who weren't into VTubers thinking that I was a weirdo. Like, that was basically my biggest fear.
Because like the people who were watching you and hanging out and vibing were actual friends, like people you knew and had bantered with. So it was would I get pushed back about being the weeb person?
Yeah, they were all weebs, but they weren't VTuber weebs. Like, they didn't see VTubing as like a normal thing. They saw it as like a kind of a weird thing. And so I was explaining to them like VTubers and like whole life and everything, and then they were just like, why wouldn't I just watch like a real person? And I'm like, it is a real person. But it's just like,
yeah, but it looked cool.
I'm like, how do you not, like, where do you think the person comes from? What do you think's behind the stream? And so that was my biggest fear, and some of them genuinely did have some qualms with it. Some of them were like, this is kind of weird, like why don't you just go back to like just talking with like just your voice, you know, like, and not using like an avatar or anything. And then some people were like, why don't you use a camera? And I'm just like, you know, like that could be nice, that could be fun, but this is the thing that's more interesting to me. Like, this is the way of streaming that I find the most intriguing, because to me this was impossible. You couldn't be an English speaking VTuber until it just became possible, you know? Like, one day the switch flipped and I said, you can do that. Yeah. And I wanted to prove that I could do it, you know?
Exactly. Like, we can do that. I think that's cool. I want to try doing that. And did you then start finding, because what year is this? Are you doing this in 2020? Like, OG?
Yeah, this is 2020.
Yeah. Did you start then finding other VTubers because you were doing VTubing so early?
I did. I started finding other VTubers, very early VTubers, mind you. But the problem back then was that it was so sink or swim. It was so sink or swim in 2020, because Holo EN wasn't a thing. People would get like an Iron Vertex model, like when Iron Vertex first started, and they would like be advertised by like other content creators, and they would just and back then 100 views was an insane amount to have. This was like an obscene amount of views to have. They would debut to 100 viewers, and then be set, and then be fine, and then snowball. And then if you were like me and just had 7 friends and just said, I'm streaming now, it was so hard to get your foot in the door, like to be noticed and to be known, because everybody just looked at you like you were like a weirdo. Everybody would look at you like, you know, what is this, you know, what is this doing? Because talking to me for, you know?
There was no precedent at all for the English until Saba said, well, sorry, until Gura said there was no precedent that an English speaking person could do that.
Nobody was looking for it. The only people looking for it were other VTubers.
Yes, exactly. Other people were already in the culture and doing it. So you were a little bit of like a weird, like a, not like standing out like a sore thumb, but you were just like there, and it was a bit of a different thing.
Yeah, I was very like under the radar for an entire year. I don't think I broke 40 viewers for an entire year. Just sitting there streaming to myself with like my friends, and then on a good day, if I got rated, I would get 40 viewers, and I thought that I was like the queen of the world. I thought like having 40 viewers meant that I was like the ultimate streamer.
Yes.
I would tell my parents after I said, guess how many viewers I had today.
Yes, incredible.
And so it had so much like I wasn't popular, I wasn't like known, but I was having so much fun.
I was gonna say, what
I
clicked
didn't care
for
at
it? Was
all.
it just the fun? You were like, I enjoy doing this so much. I get the urge to keep on going live. I get the urge to keep doing this. Is that what?
Yeah, basically. But here is leading into a paradigm shift that occurred.
I'm perfect, because I wanted to kind of ask you, where was the shift? Was there a shift for you? Please go on.
There was a big shift. Yeah. So after some time, I completely glossed over the fact that I got a Vroid model later down the line, because I found out about Vroid.
It did, yeah.
And then I made a Vroid model to like improve upon my older model, and then I started streaming with that for the rest of the time. But streaming to me was playing a game that I liked, so that my friends could see the game without them playing it. Like, that was the idea, is that I would tell my friends about a game that I really liked, and then they would say, that sounds cool. And then I would say, would you watch me stream it? Because they didn't want to play it. And then they would say, yeah, I'd watch you stream it. So that was the idea, is that my stream was basically a theater for my friends to watch games that they were unfamiliar with.
Hell yeah.
And a paradigm shift occurred when I first started getting like viewers who were not my friends in real life.
Yeah.
And they were watching me as the VTuber Shimada Tiger, and not like the person that I see like every other week in person.
Yeah.
And they became viewers and fans, which is so different from like a person in real life that you just talk to every day. And so it slowly but surely started becoming like a shift between more viewers that were just fans of the stream were watching than my friends. And then my friends couldn't talk the way that they normally would because the people in my chat were talking to me like Tremonatega the VTuber.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point when I started hitting like, I hate to bring up numbers all the time, but it was like I started hitting like 40 average viewers.
Yeah.
And then like 7 of them would be like my close friends. And then like, 33 of them would be like
just
VTuber viewers who are just watching like VTubers.
To watch Yeah.
And they were very into like the anime culture of VTubing, because around this time is when Hollow-EN debuted.
Yeah.
This is when the paradigm shift happened.
Yes.
Hollow-EN debuted in like the summer of 2020. And I was like blown away by the fact that this is like a big thing now. This is a real thing, and this is something that people are going to take seriously. But them debuting cemented the VTuber culture, not even for the VTubers, but for the viewers.
Yes.
At the same time.
It totally did. Yeah.
A paradigm shift hit my chat severely.
Yeah, because
where instead of like yeah, it went from shooting the shit to say ara ara.
Yeah, like, yes, that is such an interesting thing that you brought up that I think I've been grappling with people talking about through all these podcasts, that there was an unequivocal paradigm shift where like Western and Japanese VTuber culture became a thing, and it transferred into Twitch, and it was in those early days of streaming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was not even like a 1-to-1. It was like an echo of an echo through a game of telephone.
Yes.
You know. So it was its own thing. You couldn't like account for it because the people in JP streams were acting different, and this was just like everybody's approximation of how you should act.
Yes.
And so I started modeling myself closer to the Hololive VTubers.
We all did.
In terms of my like behavior. And like the chat started flooding in closer to the Hololive VTubers as well, like in terms of how they act in those chats. And so at this point, my friends were stranded. They were like stranded on an island of people that they were unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
And I had like a long, difficult talk with my friends back then that was like, we don't want to be in your stream if this is your viewership.
Really?
Yeah, and like I still talk to these people like all the time. Well, not all the time, but like they're still good friends of mine.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense. Yeah, this conversation. Yeah.
They said like, I'm uncomfortable being in your stream if these are your viewers, because they were not comfortable with the treating me like a VTuber, and they wanted to like, because
they knew you,
treat me like the friend that they treat me like.
Exactly.
And they wanted to also like be friends with the viewers the same degree. But the viewers were like interested in watching the streamer, not interested in making friends with that rest of the chat. You know?
They're there for the culture, the community, and like the VTuber experience, which at that time was very distinctive. And we've found, I think as we've been doing this for the last few years as VTubers, more of a balance. But then it was very specific. Yeah. It was
and it was very hard to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because I was gaining success relative to the time.
Yes.
And I said, I'm sorry, but if you're not comfortable, we can just talk outside of stream.
Yeah.
And I drew the line there. I said that if you're not comfortable with the way my stream is, you can't make me stream the way you want me to stream.
No.
And I will just hang out in your stream, and then we'll talk there. You know?
Yeah.
And that they really did not like that. They really hated that. And so I had a bit of a schism with my friends that I would see like in person, like all the time. And they just would not come to stream anymore. They didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be in my Discord. And I felt very lonely. I felt very like alone. And then I started like self-isolating, and streaming became like my only social interaction from all point.
And you're putting all your energy towards that as well, because you're
exactly I would stream for like 8 hours every day. I would stream for like 6 to 8 hours every single day.
Yeah.
Like there was no breaks on this. I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything that I was doing.
Because you started doing this outside.
COVID was going through.
I was saying you started doing this outside, I guess, uni. Then COVID hits. You start doing this constantly. Friends are like, "Oh, what's going on?" You're like, "I'm vibing with this. It's my weeb culture. I'm gonna go for it."
Exactly. Like I was in the sauce. I'm like, this is great. I love this.
Yeah.
Like if you guys hate that, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I love this. This is what I enjoy.
Yum 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 yum. Give me the Fubuki clips. Like come on.
Give me all this. Give me all my like early 2020s VTuber slop. You know, like I needed this.
Yeah.
Because it was like my social validation essentially.
Yeah.
Like that was like how I turned from someone who would just play League of Legends for like 8 hours a day and then watch anime in you know voice chats with like 8 friends.
Yeah.
To just like, oh, I'm someone that people like want to see today, tomorrow, and the next day, you know?
Yeah.
Like the people put like weight behind like the things that I say, and they want to watch me stream and like all this stuff. And that was a new experience for me. I'd never felt that before.
Yeah.
And so I admittedly got very lost in the sauce. And I had a long talk later with my friends down the line, and I said like, I'm sorry that like I let this take me over so severely, because I could say that like them making an ultimatum of like wanting to hang out with me but not wanting to be in my chat like was something that I don't necessarily always like really fault them for, but it wasn't like great to do because it kind of put me in a bad spot. But my response I felt was equally immature, and that like, I don't care what you think, this is what I want to do, you know? And I think that there was some middle ground to it, but it was, you know, for like 6 months or so, like that was my livelihood.
How it happened. And like, what you're doing. And at that time, did you also find you were finding more friends in the VTuber space that were kind of like getting it, like
absolutely,
meeting KK
absolutely,
and other people like that? So you could find
absolutely.
There was a new kind of community forming around it in some way.
Yeah, no, and I saw like a very big shift in who my friends were. Like all my friends became VTubers. And like it wasn't that I stopped hanging out with people, but like I just hung out with them less and less and less.
Yeah.
And then hung out with the VTubers more and more and more. And then I met a friend of mine named Koma, who you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
Around that time as well. And then that kind of just completely like hit the shift. That was when the shift like completely found its mark. Because Koma to me was a VTuber who represented the level of quality that I thought VTubers should be.
That's basically perfectly segues into a question I kind of pitched to everybody is like, were you at that time watching other streamers, other VTubers, other creators, and like noticing things that you found admirable in them? For you, was that was Koma there then? Yeah,
no, absolutely. That was Koma. I looked at Koma as a VTuber that represented everything that VTubers should like be and should do and like should represent themselves, because she took herself very seriously. She had like a community that was like not manicured but like very like well put together. And it was you know, like a HoloLive like stream. And I went from like, you know, say ara ara to here's my Zatsudan, to like here's like, you know, we're gonna run like special events. And then like it became like, you know, further and further towards the degree that I wanted it to be. But because of this, I became like 100% into VTubing. Yeah. Like the paradigm shift hit. I made up with my friends a bit later down the line, and I said like, I'm sorry for the way that I acted. Yeah. And then, you know, we're gonna talk it out and understand each other's perspective. But I then decided streaming is what I wanted to do. And they understood that. I showed them what I wanted to do. And obviously my, you know, I don't think I've ever had a bad community ever, but like my community was definitely like strange compared to how it is now, you know?
The Tiger Bros are very chill as fuck. That is true though. The Tiger Bros are so chill. They know how to have a joke. I think it's just you do as well, and it's the chat reflects the streamer. Often it is true. Yeah.
I think that's pretty true, and I'm glad that like I don't have a chat that's like say RR or like redeeming like a million, you know, like TTS messages.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I would say the same reflects of you as well. I think you have an amazing chat that has like such a good vibe, and I think that reflects based on you as well.
Thank you. But here's the question in regards of like you finding Toma and stuff. Do you remember initially what were like maybe what you consider to be like weaknesses with you in streaming that like you found yourself wanting to challenge and improve upon at that point of that paradigm shift? Do you remember?
I hated listening to myself so severely.
But that's classic.
I hated I could not hear my own voice. Because I feel like I have a bit of a unique voice. Just from like who I am. And I thought that my voice was like one that nobody would want to hear ever.
Also, talking about the paradigm shift, there was a specific anime idol sound in those OG days that people have gotten more open to VTubers having any accent, sounding in any way. Back then it was like,
no, absolutely.
Hi chat, welcome into the stream kind of thing that everybody had. Like, we've gotten a lot more comfortable as a VTuber community of being like, women be sounding like anything, VTubers be sounding like anything, you know? Like,
no, 100%, 100%. I used to put on a voice that was like very high pitched in comparison.
Same. Yeah, we all
because I thought that was what people would want to listen to, and it actually turned people away.
Yeah.
And so like I was told that my voice, like, it sounded weird, it sounded bad. Like I would actually have people come to my chat that would insult my voice like live on stream.
Really?
Like I would have this like all the time, not all the time, but like, you know, enough times that it became like more of a concern for me than like I think for many other VTubers.
Okay.
Is that they would come in and they would say like, you sound like nails on chalkboard to me.
Oh my god.
And like I had someone who came in once that was like, and I hate to say this because it makes my mod Mr. Hangover like sad because he missed this one and he feels very bad about it, but it is if you are here Hangover, it is totally okay. I had someone who came to my Dark Souls 3 stream one day and said, you sound like a crackhead. But like not in like you sound like, you know, you're crazy, like you're like moving around, but they're like, you sound like a use some pejoratives in it for sure, but you sound like a cracked up person who like should die. Like that was what they told me like live on stream. And I was like,
that real
welcome in.
live first time chat experience. God damn.
It was literally that. They were like, you should do, like, I forgot what they said. They said you should stop trying to be cute. Like that was what they said after.
So
and I was like,
you went through an evolution with like, I guess, challenging that. Yeah,
no, and I would sit there.
Yeah.
And then I would talk into the microphone into like a voice memo, and then I would just do my intro and then listen back to it, and I would say like if I was comfortable moving forward, like if I didn't like have that dread in my heart of like people hating how I sounded, then I could start stream. But if that didn't happen, I would postpone stream. And I would postpone stream all the time because of this. I would say like, no stream today. I don't want to stream today. Like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to stream today. Because like, I hearing that from people, actual people, not just the voice in my head, it really like slashed my tires. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a great way to describe it. Yeah. You're like ready to go. The gas is in the chamber, but like it's completely halting you in your tracks. Yeah.
Exactly. And I felt so tied down. Yeah. I felt like I couldn't do anything. And I would play sounds that were so loud into my microphone or into my headphones that could not be audible on stream, so that I wouldn't hear myself.
Really?
Like that was my coping mechanism essentially.
When did the comfort shift happen, and do you remember what kind of you started to change like your values around it to get you to that level like that?
It was the turn of 2024.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened, but I one day just decided to stop putting on a voice that was like cutesy, attempting to be, and like just talk how I do every day.
Yeah.
And like in real life.
Yeah.
And I just did it one day. Like I simply just did it. And a lot of people in chat were like, wait, you have a deeper voice than like we remember.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, cool, move on. Like
basically I'm like, because like one thing that people always said too is they said you don't have a tomboy voice. Yeah. Which was an insane thing to tell someone. I think that like
we're shaking your hand right now. We're doing that scene from like the opening of like Predator, like yes.
Exactly.
OG days, same thing.
I think telling someone or thinking that like there's a tomboy voice means you don't know what a tomboy is or like what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro has like he has drunk the Kool-Aid of like certain dojins to think there's a
literally.
Yeah.
And so that was also a comment I got all the time too. They were like, "Are you a tomboy?" And I said, "Yes." Like I would describe myself as one. And then they were like, "I don't think so because you have a high-pitched cutesy voice, or like you have like a voice that I don't like."
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, fuck you then. You know, like that was a constant struggle that I had. And I think that like when it struck me that the way I normally talk, being like how I would represent myself.
Yeah.
And I would represent myself as, you know, a tomboyish individual. I think when I understood that how I talk is like part and parcel with that, I felt comfortable talking like a normal person again. And because that was the final piece for me. You know, that was the final piece to make me feel comfortable streaming the way that I do now.
I was gonna say, did that really kind of solidify this, you know, atmosphere that you really wanted on stream? It was like the one thing holding you back.
And I talk rougher than I used to on stream for sure. Like I this is gonna sound crazy to you.
No,
I used to refuse to swear on stream.
What? No, wait, what?
I
really?
Yes, I used to refuse to swear. I was definitely hollow LARPing. I refused to swear. I would say like heck and darn like all the time while playing games like Resident Evil and shit like that.
That's Gatmo way as hell, bro.
and I would play like, I don't know, I would play like, I forgot even what games I was playing back then, but it was just shit that would make no sense to be like so anti-swearing. And it wasn't that I dislike swearing, I was just like, I have to represent myself like an idol, you know?
No, that makes sense.
And then now I'm talking about like, you know, like, I'm not even gonna say what I'm talking about on stream because like I don't think your viewers are ready for that.
They're not ready. They're not prepared. I was interested in you talking about doing the voice note stuff and prepping yourself mentally before getting to stream, because I feel like I do want to talk a little bit about like streaming process for you. How has that evolved? Because you got into streaming so casually with just like, you know, friends, bands, whatever. Then you started getting to the holo world and you started like admiring other streamers. You do have a schedule. You do try and keep things on time. Like, what's your process nowadays for getting ready for the stream, and how has it changed from when you started?
So it's very different because now I'm a full-time worker, and full-time is like using it lightly. Like I work overtime every week, but
that's
at least
so
a day.
True. We can totally get into you finding balance between the fact you've had jobs as well at the same time as streaming. Yeah.
For sure. And there's a whole like Shima lore that goes into this as well.
Yeah.
Because the balance was so hard for me for a long time because I had a lot of health struggles as well. Like for some time, like it was discovered that I had a pituitary gland tumor that was like pushing into my skull.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had to get that, you know, I had to get that shit situated. And as that was going on, I started getting into work in the video game industry. Like I got into the video game industry at the same time, and
I feel like I'm jumping back here because, like, so yeah, you're streaming between 2020. How did you segue from doing if this is too much doc stuff you don't have to say, but how did you segue from doing a music degree in percussion into getting into the games industry stuff?
So
2020. Please, if it's docs you don't have to say, but I need to know I need some groundwork here.
No, that's totally valid. I gave up on my degree because I realized that music was not going to be like a good avenue until I could find a better place to study. And then I moved to Japanese study, and then I quickly realized that studying Japanese in a college setting is like krungo as fuck, because like studying language in a academic setting doesn't work properly.
It's completely different.
It doesn't work that way. And then I moved actually to like, I did a lot of art history study, if you could believe that or not. Like I took several art history classes, and I wanted to do like some type of like anthropological study. And then around then I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
Like, what the fuck am I doing in the arts? Why are we considering anthropology? What the fuck?
Right, like I was studying like I was studying Buddhist architecture and art in school.
Like,
that was like my study. Literally, like I have nothing that I'm doing right now that like leads anywhere. So I gave up on schooling. And then I started working at not Best Buy. I started working at GameStop.
Oh shoot! Fuck yeah!
I started
Tomboy
working at
GameStop. Let's go.
I know, Tomboy GameStop, and then it shut down because COVID was rolling through. And we could only come in like once a week, basically. And because we were not making any sales, we got our whole store just shut down one day. Like they just came in and they said, we're shutting down today, and like we're not open anymore. You don't have a job anymore. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't realize that could happen.
COVID
and so
times.
my group of VTuber friends back in the day, and I'm not gonna say exactly which one, but a good friend of mine, and this is interesting too. I used to be in another VTuber group called Mofo Cafe back in the day.
Yeah.
And one of them was a higher up at a video game company making a game that I actually really liked a lot and that I played on stream.
Yo. Yeah.
She introduced that to me and said, like, you like this game and you play this game. Would you want to work at our company to, like, you know, I know that you lost your job, but would you like to do this too? And I was like, fuck yeah, I would. Like, of course I would.
Yeah.
I never thought that it was going to be possible for me to work in video games. That was like a pipe dream, you know? Like that was
and when the opportunity
even before music.
There, go for it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like even when I was in high school and I was like failing in school and like I was only doing music, my band director literally said, some of you will move on to music. And then he looked at me and said, some of you will probably like do video games or something. Like
he knew.
That's what he told me.
Bro
he knew. What did he know? What did he know, man? What did he know?
Third eye was open. He knew.
Exactly, man. He did a soul read of me.
Yeah.
And so I got into, I'm not gonna say which game, but it is a game that a lot of people here have played. And it's a legacy title that I really enjoy. I haven't played too much of it lately. But I did play it previously quite a few times on stream. And I worked on that for like 4 years. I worked on it for 4 years through several titles.
And you were still streaming at the time and doing that. Yeah, cool.
And I was streaming at the time, and I would tell my coworkers about my stream too.
Sure.
And then they would come in and watch my stream, and then they would like, when I would talk about characters like in balancing situations, they would ask me the next day on stream. They're like, "Did you actually mean that?" And I'm like, "No, I was just having a mental illness moment." I was like, if whoever balanced this character is a fucking idiot, knowing exactly who balanced the character. And then they would approach me after saying, did you mean that? And I would say, no, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But then it was a very tight-knit community between like me and my coworkers, and it lasted that way for like 4 years. And I would give them advice on streaming, and they would give me like all sorts of life advice.
Sweet.
And I would, you know, I would get opportunities like for, you know, free stuff. Like I couldn't advertise it on stream, but I would get free stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And then I would just make use of it. And I even took on, I wasn't a social media manager. I worked like closer to like production side.
Yeah.
But as that role, I had to take on many other roles. And so one of the roles I did was, when our social media manager was not working, I would cover for him. And so I would actually message VTubers as the social media manager saying, would you like this key? Or like, we heard that you wanted to play the game. Would you like that? I gave keys to Face Connect without them knowing who I was.
What? Shimada in the fucking walls.
I was literally in their walls, man. I gave them keys without them knowing that it was me. And it was people that like I'm friends with.
That's sick.
It was so funny. Like I popped them over some keys, and then they were just like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. So is this when you first started to kind of develop like a balance between streaming and work, because it was at the same time? Did you struggle with it? Is this when you're still struggling with it?
No, it was a huge struggle because it was like I would be tired.
Yeah.
From work.
Yeah.
And then I would be streaming for a few hours, and then I'd be tired from stream. And then I'd wake up in the morning and I would drive to the gym at like 8 a.m. And then I'd work out. We haven't even talked
about the whole gym world. We haven't even got into
I know,
it.
Yeah. I would work out for like an hour and a half, and then I would leave and then start work, and then I would repeat that process every day. And at the same time, I was going through a lot of like medical issues.
Of course, yeah.
With like the pituitary gland tumor, like that was like sapping like so much energy out of me. Like worrying about what it was gonna do, like if it's benign, if it's not benign, getting tossed back and forth by the medical system over and over again. And then, you know, just moving on and trying to live my life. Like it was too much for me. It was too much for me.
Absolutely.
And I was getting like headaches like all the time. Like I was getting like extremely bad headaches. I was not healthy. Like I mean, like not like out of shape or anything, but like physical health. Like I was not exhausted. Healthy. Like I was exhausted and I felt sick all the time. And then I said, I'm sorry guys, but like I'm going on a hiatus. And then I ended up on a hiatus for like 6 months.
That's right.
And I came back later down the line, but I literally just couldn't take it. Like I couldn't take the expectations of streaming. I couldn't take the expectations of working. I couldn't take living with like a pituitary gland tumor without making enough money to have to be able to deal with it at the time.
Yeah.
You know, like with all the medical expenses and everything. And it was just too much for me, and I couldn't handle it anymore. And I kind of had a bit of a mental breakdown. And I said like, I can't do this. And so I took a 6-month hiatus to just like, you know, live as like a salary tiger, with like out anything interesting going on in my life. Like I just, you know, would play video games, would like go to work, and then like I was seeking treatment at the time too.
Yeah.
And then after some time, I was looking in the Discord, and then I saw that like the Tiger Bros were all there. Everybody was there. Nobody left. Everybody stayed around without like any issues. And they were even like meeting up with each other. Like they were going to Evo with each other. They were hanging out with each other. You know, like everybody was like becoming such close friends. And it genuinely moved me to tears.
I was gonna say, what was the motivation which made you go, no, I gotta go back? It was that.
It was like 100% that for sure. Because it was like I was genuinely moved to tears by the fact that like these people met each other because of my stream and then became real life friends because of it.
Yeah.
Like that is the most moving thing to me ever. Like there's nothing about this that matters other than that. That's literally all that matters.
Yeah.
And that to me was like the second paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Going from like wanting to be the best and wanting to be number one to just wanting to be the leader of this community, wanting to be someone who like builds this community.
Absolutely.
And I no longer felt that like insane drive to be number one. I no longer felt the insane drive to be like, you know, better than anyone else or like a top streamer or whatever. I just wanted to make a community that people like wanted to be in, and I wanted to make a community that people wanted to stay in.
Yeah.
And it kept me in, and I came back, and I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere now. And I've been in ever since then. I don't see myself going anywhere. Like if you gave me opportunity to do anything else, I would probably take this like over most other things, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, because that's like such a good segue, because now you're just kind of holding the standard to yourself to stay consistent for something beyond like a metric, but just like being there. And do you find that's why you have like a schedule now, and you like keeping yourself on top of when you're going to be live, how long you're going to be live? Like, just, do you find you're a routine orientated person? You were talking about like waking up, going to the gym, doing everything. Are you a person that needs to keep yourself onto a routine?
Yeah, I have autism. Yes. I do think that it's like, if I don't have a routine, I think that my life kind of falls apart a little bit. Because to me, like, I need regularity in my life. I do everything the same way, like every day, and then I mix it up every once in a while to get some freshness back in there. Like I wake up and I wake up at the same time. I have the same cereal that I eat every day.
Yeah.
I have the same coffee that I have every day. I drive the same way to work every day. And like I stream the same time relatively, like most weeks.
Yeah.
And if I can't fit it into my schedule, it like doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know? And I think like that's good and bad at the same time, because it prevents you from experimenting with new stuff. And there are many times where I think to myself, like, what I'm doing stale? Like, can I change it up to some degree, then still keep it at like good enough quality that like people want to watch, but like still interesting and new?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, like, what's the most fulfilling thing about streaming, and has it changed? Like, for you now, is it like, okay, the most fulfilling thing is the community, is like building that, or do you find like maybe the creative part of it still is something you want to challenge to be like more fulfilling?
I feel like I'm really shooting myself in the foot with my work schedule, because I would love to be more creative. And I would love to do streams that are like, you only find them on the Shimada Tiger channel. Because one of my biggest motivators after the second paradigm shift was I want streams that people will remember even like when they're long gone from the channel. Like I want streams where people are gonna look back at it as like fond memories, like things that people will keep with them forever. You know, like that was my main motivator.
What kind of atmosphere you try and like do you have an atmosphere you try and cultivate? Like, this is the Shimada Tiger experience.
It's kind of shifted over time.
Yeah.
Like, the streams that I did that I found, like, the most engaging and interesting were, like, random skits that I came up with. Like, I used to do skits on stream all the time. And I miss being able to do that.
I remember you literally like kidnapping the Tiger Bros and putting them in a van.
Yeah, no, exactly. I kidnapped the Tiger Bros and I put them in a van for my birthday. I also did UFO watching stream.
Yeah.
I did lots of izakaya streams where I had a special backdrop for it, and then I would like sit at the izakaya and I would just use it as a chance to talk. And then I would do lots of like, you know, exploration streams. I did a found footage stream where I found like someone's YouTube video of them walking through like a abandoned forest. And then I overlaid with like a VHS filter, and then like I cut through like sometimes to make it spooky. And that was like my favorite thing to do. Like, you know, like that was it was peak cinema. It was very fulfilling to come up with that and execute it.
And that's the kind of stuff nowadays you want to be able to create time for doing more of.
I would love to do it again, but like this is the thing.
Yeah.
It was not, and this is a personal gripe that I have to really like dig down in my soul to get over. It was not equally rewarded in terms of like what people came back and appreciated. Well, everybody who was there appreciated it.
Yeah.
But it had like half the viewership that I would normally have. And not having like a stable viewership was really scary to me.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I was so scared of just falling off and like becoming like, you know, someone that everybody forgot, you know? And so having streams that were really creative and took a lot of creative thought to it, having like half the viewership that I normally would otherwise by like doing a mindless game was so demoralizing. Like it made me feel so bad after. And that's like, it's something you just have to push through.
Yeah.
Because you have to do what you want to do. You can't like live by the system's terms.
I was gonna say, like, is this like the challenge of kind of navigating audience's expectation of the character that they're formed in the head of you? Of like Shimada Tiger, the one that does fighting games, when you want to challenge that, having to find how to navigate that.
Yeah, a lot of it is that, you know, it's like my stream now is the closest it's ever been to just who I am as a person with like no filter.
Have you become like your character over time? Like, has Shimada just become more you, like as a holistic thing?
Yeah. I would say that my stream now is like just how I talk to people in real life. I talk to my coworkers the same way I talk to stream. You know, like I live my life the same way in both directions. And being able to do that is very freeing. I like the idea of like a mask to wear, but I also like the idea of being like as free as I am now. And I think if I applied how I am now to my old skit ideas, I would see them through to fruition, and in a way that I could not see them through to fruition previously. You know?
Yeah. So it's like, do you find it's kind of like you've evolved through it because you've like, it's like why the character has created new insecurities and new questions with voices and stuff, pushing through that has evolved to something beyond it, which is it's like this
absolutely
entire Shimada, this new form Shiso, the evolution you went through, like you've power transformed into like
absolutely
you're overpowered final form.
Exactly. This is the Shimada Tiger final form until the next Shimada Tiger final form.
Until the next like paradigm shift happens.
Exactly.
Currently,
and hopefully the next one is good too.
Yeah, next character out. So currently, when it comes to like setting up your stream, do you have things you do right before you go live? Do you have like a routine, like as well as part of like routine mindset? Like what's the step by step
before every stream?
You do. You're a snacker before stream.
I did not eat before this one. I had 3 almonds before this one, so
Bro,
everything is off the cuff right now.
We're gonna get a whole like roast chicken. We need protein.
Yeah,
in this
I'm gonna eat like my whole Thanksgiving leftovers after this.
Yes.
But,
what does your stream setup, like your desk, even look like? What's the Shimada stream current setup go to?
I have a moving standing desk.
Nice.
Nice. And I have my setup. If I could use theater of the mind here.
Yeah.
To my left right now, if you're facing the monitors, is my mic arm that's like right in my face. Middle is a monitor on a arm stand, a dual arm stand with two arms, and on the right is my right monitor where I keep chat. The middle monitor is for the game.
Yes.
Under the monitor is a stand that has nothing but my USB cords on it. And someone commented on it on stream once when I showed it off, and they said, "You really need to get decorations." So I put my limited edition Evo controller on the middle of it too.
Yo, hell yeah.
Yeah, my typical like start is I eat food and I sit at my desk and I get my music ready, I get my sounds ready. I open up OBS and then I think of a stream title because typically they come to me like at that moment.
Yes.
And that takes the most effort out of me. Just thinking up of a new stream title.
Yeah.
If you mind me going through my previous stream titles, hold on. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's take a peek into the mind of the inner machinations of Shimada.
The last one I had was playing like I got 3 gacha games on my phone.
Yo.
And then after that was, let's see here. Let's go through more. When we did our Peak collab, I said Dyatlov Path Incident.
That's right,
Part
you
2.
did.
I did do that. And then let me see here. The next one here is Carne Asada is back. I don't know what spawned that one, but it was Carne Asada is back.
Hell yeah. I love it, just random stream title. It's so good.
Literally, like, it's just stuff that, like, catches the eye. Like, I want my stream titles to always be, like, something that you look at it and you're not like,
what is this?
Drama, drops, news, reacts, you know? Like, I want it to be some real shit, you know?
You mentioned the fight stick, like, Evo exclusive stuff. I feel like we talked so much about fighting games earlier. Talked about you getting into it, getting better, wanting to improve. We haven't really talked about, like, you didn't go into this thinking you were going to become like the fighting gamer streamer and that was going to be your thing. Did that also evolve at the same time streaming evolved for you?
It did.
Do you find that streaming was like in some way a catalyst for like a motivation for getting better, or how much did streaming and your improvement and love of fighting games, like, are they joined at the hip at this point?
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I think that I would never have reached any level of competency in fighting games if it wasn't for stream. And the reason for it is because when the first paradigm shift happened and I'm like, I need to be a themed VTuber, I basically dropped every other type of game that was not fighting games, and I only did fighting games.
Yeah.
And I would always played fighting games on stream just because they were games that I owned. Like back in the day, I would play Tekken at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I called it Techie for Brekkie.
Oh, I love that.
And I and I played it for like an hour, and then I stopped streaming, and then I started streaming again like 3 hours later for like 7 hours. Like that was like my schedule.
Really? Yeah.
And it was a fun time for sure. But what it came down to was part of my competitive nature was like really fueling me to play games that like I could see myself becoming good at, and also games that like other people weren't representing. And then the nature of wanting to be more VTuber like came in.
Yeah.
That said, you have to play something close to your theme.
Yeah. Yes.
And it manifested in playing fighting games. And I think that I was so salty in fighting games for so long. And I think that I still do get salty every once in a while, but like I used to be so bad at maintaining my salt level back in the day.
Yeah.
Where like I would just get pissed off by like people in my own community beating me. Like I would be pissed off at them for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And like that was like the thing that was gatekeeping me from becoming any better, you know? And I would be like relatively insulting. Like, and I would feel so bad about it after. Like I would be like, you have to play this stupid fucking character to win. Like you have to use these strats to win. Like I would be very like dismissive and insulting in ways that I didn't mean to be. And it started like reflecting bad in my own brain about how people saw me. I was just like, do people want to be here because they like the funny tiger playing the funny game? Or do people want to be here because they want to see me have a mental illness moment on stream and then call people things that I should not call them, and then like alienate everybody around me? And I thought to myself, obviously answer A, you know, obviously answer 1.
Yeah.
And I even got like messages from people that were like viewers that were like, I love watching your stream, but like I can't watch when you're acting like that.
Yeah, bro, it's too much. It's too much.
That's exactly. And I thought, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, well, like, I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to VTubing, I have this conversation with them about, like, confidence level, or they started off before they were streaming very nervous, not able to talk. Do you feel like, in a weird way for you, actually, VTubing is less about, you know, your self-confidence, but more about, like, I guess, like, self-growth? Like, this, like, putting yourself in positions to realize and reflect? Like,
oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like I don't really do things that I'm confident at. I do things that, like, I'm not that good at, and then I improve over time. Like, I think most of my VTubing experience is, once I take the plunge into something I'm not good at, I then spend as much time as I can and much effort as I can learning how to improve at that, because I took that competitive aspect of my brain and I turned it inward.
Yeah.
And I said, I always want to be better at what I do tomorrow than I am today.
Yeah.
And I turned it away from other people and I turned it inward. And then I started applying it specifically to myself only. And I became someone who is highly motivated to just keep improving at everything I do. And my stream became my journal to show that happening.
Yeah. It archives it. It's like, here it is. Here's my evidence of my self-challenge. I mean, that's such a good point. It's like, do you think that that's, like, one of the lessons that VTubing has taught you about growth? It's actually way more about you than anyone else. Like,
oh yeah, 100%. And that's, like, my viewers teaching me that.
Your
like,
viewers, yeah.
I think it's 100% on Tiger Bros, who have taught me that more than anything else, because they saw me, like, at my lowest lows when it came to, like, wanting to improve and stuff, and then, like, putting my self-worth into my performance. And then they were explaining to me, they're like, we don't watch you for that. We watch you because you're funny. We watch you because you're entertaining. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, hold on. I'm like, okay, well, obviously you're not watching me because I'm a pro.
Yeah.
You're watching me because I have fun. And I think the most fun thing you could ever do is get better. You know, that's free dopamine. You can have fun, like, in bad situations, like when you're playing poorly, or like when you're bad at something. But being bad at something and then finding a way to, like, improve on that and finding, like, fixes to your problems, that is, like, the ultimate source of fun, you know?
I would say, I feel like this is the whole, like, the question, which is, like, what's the theme? Like, what's the core theme that, like, Shimada Tiger wants to, like, leave behind? And I feel like that's what it is. It's the...
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the challenge of challenging yourself. In that regard, when it comes to VTubing and the futures of VTubing and VTubing culture, if we can talk about that just a little bit, because I'm like really enjoying the conversation. I'm like, how do we beautifully wrap this up? Is in regards to VTubing and VTubing culture, as you talked about earlier, we got into it's like, the hollow mentality and how it's evolved. Where do you think the VTubing culture is gonna go, not just for you, but in general in this, like, new space of, I guess, the next few years? Technology-wise, what do you want to see for yourself and for others VTubers? Is it more of, like, community? What is it? Yeah.
So, I have a lot of strong words that I'm gonna
do it.
Try to hold back.
No, say it. No. Open mic.
I talk about this on my stream every once in a while. The thing that I think I would love to see the most change in VTubing is I'm so fucking tired of people who obfuscate their, like, I'm tired of people pretending to, like, be hateful and evil to accrue an audience of hateful and evil people. Like, that is, like, my biggest that's something that I think is so poisonous in VTubing. I hate drama tubers. I think that every drama tuber is a waste of space on this website. I think that, you know, like, anybody who has news, reacts, drops, streams, drama as their title, like, is fooling themselves into thinking that they're doing anything that's helpful for the world around them. I think that this is our one thing that we really need to... and I say we, but there's nothing that I can really do besides be myself. Yeah. And also, like, be vocal about the fact that I think this is fucking cringe. Yeah. I think it's so fucking cringe to log onto this website and then see someone who's streaming just, like, political react content. And I'm like... And using and they don't even believe what they're talking about, you know? Like, that's the fucked up part.
Kind of this artistic format which is so positive and has so much potential for just very, like, like wasteful energy.
Literally, it's literally just wasteful. It's making use of the lowest common denominators.
Yeah.
Monkey brain.
Yeah.
To get them to join in on the internet hate machine so that they can feel better about their in-group and bad about other in-groups.
Yeah.
You know, like other out-groups, they can say, fuck those people. I hate them. They you know, like I hate everything that they represent. I don't know anything about them, obviously, but I hate them. And then having someone who like catalyzes that is so demoralizing. Like having people that catalyze that be like big figures because they know it gets them money and it gets them clicks. I find that to be morally reprehensible, and I look at that and I shake my head like every time.
Yeah, and specifically when I think that like still navigating the broader streaming and entertaining space, still not really understanding what VTubers are in 100%, to have that be present is such a shame.
It's so poison. It's so poison. It really sets us back so far.
Yeah.
Because like now we have people who aren't VTubers, who aren't VTuber viewers, but their whole content is they just talk about VTuber drama in the most unflattering ways possible all day long, and that's all they do. And like that's all they do. And I'm like, you are fucking wasting everyone's time. You're wasting the time of the people you're talking about. You're wasting your own time, and you're wasting the time of people you've tricked into thinking that you have anything of value to say to people, you know?
Yeah. Meanwhile, for the next few years, because there is that negative presence. Where's the Tiger Destiny, the positive space, the like the
positive spaces.
You can't, because we can't change it, but we can make choices for ourselves to
exactly.
do our best, right? Yeah.
Us deciding every day to do something new and interesting is our method of making this world a better place. You know?
Yeah, bro.
That's how we fight back.
That's how we fight back. Yeah.
For me personally,
yeah.
What I would like to do is introduce drumming and music into my streams as a regular like fixture. Like,
hell yeah.
I want to be the drumming VTuber, because I don't think that a lot of VTubers are doing something like this.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of VTubers do karaoke. A lot of VTubers do like piano or singing or like all sorts of stuff like that. But nobody's really drumming, you know? Yeah. And I want to make something that's new. I want to set a foot into a space that like only a few other people have set their foot into. And then open the door for like a new type of idol VTuber in their own eyes, you know? Like, I think that like, I still cling to the idea of like idol VTuberness, even though like I have a very harsh mouth now and I like speak very crassly, compared to how I used to.
Yeah.
But like I still find the idea of inspiring people to do things that they want to be interested in so powerful.
Yeah, I completely. Yes, that one thing that carries on from idol culture of like motivating people to want to do their best, that can never fade. That's so
exactly.
That's so genuine.
And have the infinite power machine of constantly influencing and inspiring people, and then having them inspire you back, and then back and forth, you know?
Yes.
Like that's very important to me.
Shimada, that's the dojo motto. That's the
exactly.
That's the way. All right, we have the final hot button questions, the fun little final ones to wrap it up, because we've been talking for ages and I'm like, I feel like we actually could have gotten into so much more. We didn't even talk about the gym. We barely talked about the ASMR tiger, the way she whispers sweet nothings. But I do want to ask some hot button questions, which are, Shimada, what is the last book/manga you read or currently are reading?
Okay, so this is gonna be a two-parter.
Go on.
Because I've been reading literature lately without ever reading before. Like I was not a reader for the longest time. You caught me at a good time because now I'm a reader. You know, like now I can actually answer that question, not have it be go dog go.
Yeah.
So the last book that I read was Resistance, Rebellion, and Death by Albert Camus.
Camus? Okay. Yes.
The Camuster? The Camus?
Yeah, the Camusi, sorry.
The Camusi, exactly. Those were his like essays and memoirs when he was in the French Resistance in World War II. Which is that was one of my favorite reads so far. It's so full of like pure emotion.
Incredible. I actually want to put that on my to read list. Yeah.
It's Camus at his most powerful, in my opinion. Because he's so driven by his what he sees around him as like such an injustice on the world in World War II that like his words are so straight from his soul, you know?
Yeah, he's not holding back.
But on the other end of things, the reason why it's two-parter is that I've been doing a lot of Japanese study.
Oh, yeah.
And my method of Japanese study every day is that I have to engage with the language in like a real format and not educational format.
Nice.
So I have to read manga, I have to play games, I have to listen to music, I have to watch shows only in Japanese with no English subtitles.
Nice.
So the last thing that I was reading in terms of like manga in Japanese was Yotsuba, because that's the goat. That's the ultimate goat of all manga.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god, the baseness out here, Camus and Yotsuba is so powerful. I'm gonna like.
They would love each other. Camus and Yotsuba, they'd be homies.
They would. Camus and Yotsuba, like in the oh my god, the izakaya, like chugging sand, smoking beers.
The shit that they would have to talk about, man, that'd be crazy.
Beautiful. All right, and last song/album you listen to or currently enjoying?
Okay, so last album I've listened to that I'm currently enjoying is Asia by Steely Dan.
That's my goat! Sorry.
I've been listening to Asia by Steely Dan on repeat.
Yes!
And the reason why I've been listening to Steely Dan is that I was listening to Talking Heads on Spotify, and by listening to Talking Heads, my algorithm put me on the Asia, and I said, "What the fuck is this?" Because I never listened to Steely Dan before that, and I finally listened to it.
Steely Dan
I
is
never
the
listened
best.
to it before that.
It's so good. Asia is actually like maybe one of the greatest albums. If I'm like fighting a boss in Dark Souls and I'm like, it's over, we put on the Asia by Steely Dan.
Dude, okay, when Deacon Blues comes on, I'm fucking belting it in the car.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just two tomboys geeking out at Deacon Blues. It's like what I needed this morning. It's such a good song. Hell yeah. Okay.
It's so good.
And then the last movie you watched, do you remember?
Okay, I have to go back in the annals of the dojo real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, what was the last binema you were consuming?
Because I think the last movie I saw was in the Discord. Let me look back and see what the last one I watched was.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm looking back. I'm going through the schedule.
I still can't believe Asia. Steely Dan's so good. Actually, like, those albums are all great. They're so good.
They're so good. So good. I didn't know how good Steely Dan was until I listened to him, because I thought it was like AC/DC. Like I thought it was like dad music.
It's totally like coked up 80s dad yacht rock, and it's
so
the
good.
vibes are immaculate. They literally don't have a bad song. Yeah, you're right, Jap. Sorry.
The last movie I saw was Fire in the Sky.
Yo, wait, what is that anime?
Which was the fake documentary about it wasn't a fake documentary. It was a story based on an alien abduction story that was made, I think, in like the 80s. It's a very like
UFO.
It's a movie that if you saw it as a kid, it was gonna traumatize you, because it's like very normal for the most part until one specific scene where they fucking shrink wrap this guy in like alien goo.
Oh, it
would have been like, can't breathe in the shrink wrap, and it's the most stressful scene in the world.
It would have fucked up some kids. It gave you some kind of, certain proclivities after that.
I genuinely, like, aliens are, I wouldn't say my biggest fear, but like when it comes to alien horror, it is like the only thing that actually affects me when it comes to horror movies. Everything else, I just tank it. But alien horror, I'm like, that's actually scary.
And it's so funny for me because aliens are like the coolest. I'm the most opposite. There's nothing scary to me about space.
Dude, they are cool though. They are.
I think they're sick as fuck. All right, and what's your last TV show or / anime are you currently watching?
Cinderella Grey. I'm watching Cinderella Grey, Uma Musume, as it's coming out right now, and it's ultra kino. It's ultra kino.
That's what everyone's saying. My chat goes insane about it. They do. And now the final question, which everyone gets so excited about. What are your top used emojis in Discord and on your phone?
Okay, hold on.
The top four tiger emojis.
Should I send these to you right now?
Yeah. Send them through.
These are my last 4 frequently used emojis on
frequently
Discord.
used Discord emojis. We gotta see them. This is important.
These are so real. These are
important. This is what people come to the podcast for. It's not for anything else. It's for this one final
I'm sending them to you right now. These are my top 4 in Discord.
And then we grab the ones off of, oh my gosh, yes. We grab the ones off of your phone, if you do, unless you don't use your phone at all, but people do.
Yeah, let me send these to you on my phone too. Hold on.
Yes.
I actually literally just got a new phone, so I hope these carry over.
Oh, true. Boys, these are great.
Let me see if these actually carry over.
These are the top Shimada, top 4, and they are.
Okay, these are my top 4 emojis. These 4.
These are the yes, yes. All right, they're the top 4 Shimada. Discord.
These are my top 4 used emojis when I'm texting people.
This is the tiger text. All right, let me save these ones here and bring them up onto the stream. Perfect. I love the happy cat. I feel like that speaks.
I know, happy cat is so good.
Speaks volumes. Also. Wince smile. That's pretty great. That's pretty.
I love this so much, man. I use Wince smile all the time.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite emotes of all time.
The energy, it's so real. Her ass always doing the squibby eyes.
I use these at work every day.
Yes. Now, Shimada, this has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the pod. Like, honestly, we've talked up a storm, and it's one of those ones where I'm like, we could have kept yapping all day. Do you have someone you would like to guide us to for the raid today?
Yeah, let me take a look.
I'll let you have a look at that. In the meantime, I will say, chat, go check out Shimada. Shimada is incredible. I'm sure a lot of you guys already are vibing with the tiger. Once you find someone for us to head to, a raid target.
Do you know Karagi?
I do know Karagi. I do enjoy raiding the dog. Let's go say hi to Karagi.
Yeah, let's take a look at the dog. Let's take a look at the butter dog.
What's your plans in the next few days, next few weeks, next few months? What people will be like kind of interested in? What's going on?
My plans that people could be interested in my plans are 2 different things. My
plans
are
working. Yeah. Okay, she's working. She's business.
But in the next month,
yeah,
I would like to put on a VTuber event where I teach people racing games.
I'll be there if you want me. Actually, I'm open to.
No, absolutely. Games. I think that would be great. My only fear is that I want to do this in Gran Turismo 4 Online, which is a PS2 emulator game. We have to be very cognizant of the lag.
I feel like we have to test these things. I will be there.
We have to test it.
I want to stress test this because it opens up an opportunities. But to be fair, like, I don't know if the lag will make me any better at driving.
In this game specifically, when you lag and you rubber band around, your car will turn around and drive straight at someone. It's really funny looking. It literally like drives straight into people, like head on. It's so good.
Incredible. So for a racing game arc, and in the meantime, do you have any streams planned for the rest of the week?
For the rest of the week, next week is going to be a pretty standard spread. I'm gonna do a set of course a rally tomorrow.
Nice.
There's a rally racing simulator that I'm gonna break out again.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to do, I think very likely a collab from what my Discord is popping off with right now. I would like to fit Street Fighter 6 in at least one day. And it's also my friend's birthday. It's my friend Susie's birthday next week. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to be streaming for her birthday as well.
Go check out Shimada there. Shimada, thank you for being in the pod. Everyone have an amazing day. Thank you for hanging out on Unpacking. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
This has been a Cynapse Inc. broadcast. Cynapse Inc. linking you with a safer tomorrow.